Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 6 of Alberta Founders Podcast. Woohoo! We're still alive at episode 6. So thanks so much for joining us today. Today, I've got my friend Davi over here. We met last year at Platform Calgary, and from there, we continued to have a conversation, and he has obliged and has accepted our request to join us for the Alberta Founders Podcast episode 6. So thank you so much for joining us today, Davi.
Well, Hems, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me here. I hope we will have a great conversation here to support the new entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurs as well.
Absolutely, Davi. All right, so let's start with the first one. What is it that your business does, Davi, and what market do you folks serve as a business?
Great. So my company is called Beclouded. We are focused on the supply chain solutions, and we offer solutions for mining and the cement companies. We cover procurement, we cover maintenance, productions, and everything related to supply chain.
Oh, so supply chain of mining and cement companies. Okay.
Yes. We are specialized to manage stocks. We are specialized in managing asset lifecycle management. We have a solution for the CapEx investments. We have solutions that cover almost the whole supply chain process. Yeah.
Wow, so it's an end-to-end supply chain solution.
Yes. Since you buy something and you need to pay, we almost have solution to cover this process, this whole process. In supply chain, we call it this process rec to pay, recognition to payment.
Wow, recognition all the way to payment. Oh, that's pretty cool. Wow. Okay. All right, Davi, we'll go into the actual podcast questions because everyone knows that business owners have something going on in their lives every single day. So let's start with the first one. What's the one thing that annoys you the most in your business at this point? Is it speaking to more people or making ads on TikTok, because some people are doing that, or just random day to day? What's the one thing?
So the one thing is that I can say you that the sales. Sales is the challenge. So to make the sales, to talk with people and discover the market and the right people to talk is the challenge for us.
Absolutely. So do you try to fix it by going through some sales courses, or you have a sales mentor or something like that?
So for now, we try to use some tools that the market offer us, like we are using the HubSpot to keeping our sales process more professional. And we receive a great feedback from our team right now. But in the past, I suffered a lot with the sales process.
Yeah, because you have to do prospecting and then you get them on a Teams call or Zoom call, and sometimes they don't even show up. They're like, where did that guy go? And then you're like, oh, I'm wasting my time. So
yeah, that's the point. Sometimes we have the solution that solve the issue that the customer have, but one of the challenges that you have in your hand is how is the best way to explain for the customers your view about that problem or about that opportunity. And the sales for me, it was the big challenge.
Yeah, no, like if I talk about our business, it's the same thing at this point. Like no shows happen sometimes. People book and they forget about their own meeting. I have to call them, hey, you booked something. They're like, when? I'm like, it's your meeting. And they have to send in the link again and then they show up after that.
Yeah, we have the same problem here. We try to create a goal that we needed to achieve every single day. Like we needed to have 5 conversations per day, but it's so hard to have this kind of conversation because our market is so specific. When you talk about the mining companies is located here in Calgary, but the most companies are located in the Grand Prairie.
Oh.
And the customer there are busy with a lot of things to do, and sometimes no shows happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the next building up of that question is, which specific problem that you have right now you would want to magically poof disappear one day and you never have that problem again?
Wow, that's a great question. If I find a way to explain my products better, like, wow, I don't have this problem anymore. Let me give you some examples for everyone that are watching this video here. So I'm a company that has 10 applications. So if you have 10 applications, it's so hard to get the attention for your customers. You need to explain very strictly way for everyone to understand what we do. So this is so hard nowadays because you need to try your company relevant for the market. And most of the time, the customers does not have the time, enough time to listen to you. And you need to reduce the time that you are speaking. And when you reduce the time, you need to create a right approach for this customer. If I can create something that disappear this problem, for me is the best.
That's very true. Yeah, we all struggle with shortening the message so they have that click moment immediately as soon as possible. Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah, let me give an example quickly here for you guys. So I'm work with a thing called shutdown. And the shutdown in cement plants means that you stop the plant to make the maintenance. In North America, this action happened in the winter. And everyone that have a cement plant, you stop the plant in this time. So I'm trying to create an approach for these specific customers, understand that I have a shutdown management that help him to avoid the extra cost. So that's one of the things that I'm doing right now. And in these kind of companies, you can save 1 million if you do the right movement before the shutdown started. Because after the shutdown started, and if you need a spare part and you don't have the spare parts on time, we're losing money.
Wow. It's $1 million on the line. Okay. Wow.
Yes. So another example is this year I have a mission for one of my customers. I have 6 cement plants that I need to reduce 8 million in stock in value. So this is the kind of message that I'm trying to pass, try to inform my new customers to understand the importance of avoid some extra costs, because once you receive the material in your stocks, you need to keep them until you use. And some cases in a cement industry, you keep the material this year, but you will use this material in the next year. No makes sense that you needed to buy the material this year.
You can reuse that for the next year. Yeah.
Yeah. You can buy this material, close it to the next year to use in the next year and avoid negative results in your EBITDA. EBITDA for new entrepreneurs is the resulting money that your company are generate for investors.
The final profit, basically, what you get, not the revenue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks so much for telling that, Davi, because most people confuse revenue and MRR metrics with EBITDA. I'm like, EBITDA is what gets in your pocket in the end, your actual hard profit, not the revenue flowing in your business. What comes inside your pocket after you've paid everybody, you've done everything, what's left?
Yeah, you're totally right, my friend.
Absolutely. And yeah, learning is very important for business. They need to know all the numbers and aspects to move ahead. Okay, perfect. Well, thanks so much for sharing that, Davi. Well, the next question is, do you have, as an entrepreneur, the shiny object syndrome, which is sometimes that people have hey, I want to do this, I want to do this. And then next day is 2 days later, I want to do that as well. I want to do that as well. Do you have that?
Sure.
And if you have it, what do you do? How do you manage? How do you control that?
So one of my dreams, let's call this one, is creating an Alberta Productivity Association. So that means that I would like to create something to support the business to be more productive. We have a great opportunity in Alberta to give the right tools for the industry, make more profits, and be more productive in stuff. Another thing that I would like to do is use the top of our buildings in Alberta to create something related to the agriculture. Use this one to plant something there and share this one with the community as well. These two things I would like to do, but I needed to start. I know I have everything designed. I have my business plan to Alberta Productivity Association. I have everything designed for the agriculture stuff as well. But I think that in the next 2 years, I will start to do that.
That's a nice idea. Alberta Productivity Association. So APA, is that?
Yeah, APA. I have a T-shirt about it, but I will start in 1 year and 2 years this project, because this year I have a lot of things to do with my customers, with my company as well.
Oh, that's good. So you write it down and then you iterate what's required and then you move that to the next year. That's pretty good. Okay, nice. The next one is, what's the most mentally exhausting part of your business when you are speaking to clients at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. and coding at 1 a.m. and nobody sees that? They only see the shiny picture, the shiny website. So what is the most mentally exhausting part?
So let me share the experience with everyone that listen or watching this podcast. So one of the things that most important for the entrepreneurs is you need to convince your customers that your product fits with their problem or pay points that the customer has. And one of the things that no one see is about how long you work per day. Sometimes as an entrepreneur, you work 20 hours per day, you work 15 hours, and you have 12, 20 meetings with the customers to explain the solution and try to get the fit and onboard these customers for your company. So this is exhaust work along 15 hours, maybe 20 hours, because during the day, you are trying to get more customers for your business. At night, you are trying to fix everything that you need to fix to improve your business. For the next day, we have a great solution. You have a nice project to offer, or you improve a process, internal process, to receive more calls, as example, or increase your CRM process to work almost automated to create a new advertisements, make a new videos. This is the kind of things that no one sees in the background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just see those Instagram videos of private jets and Lamborghinis, and they say, "Oh, that's what that business looks like. When is my Ferrari coming?" So
No, it's every single day. It's great to be an entrepreneur, but it's like Spider-Man. You have a great responsibility if you have a great powers as well. So it's a work in the entrepreneur world. Most of time we have a lot of things to do. Sometimes we do not have people enough to work together to do these things. And the business owner, entrepreneur, you need to do different stuff and almost every single day.
yeah, no, absolutely. And most people don't see that picture, and they need to understand that this is a struggle in the beginning, and you have to be relentless and build it and keep going.
That's one of the things that I can share the experience. If you receive the investment, please do not use this money without any kind of planning. Creating a planning in your business before you start to spend money. Do not hire a lot of people and after 6 months without any kind of revenue, you need to close your business, your business. So pay attention and planning. So focus on your product and how can you improve your product to get more customers and start to sell. When you start to sell, say, wow, this time I need to invest more.
Mhm.
That's one of my recommendation that I have to give here.
Well, absolutely. If they don't know how to manage their budget or their money, then the company will be gone pretty soon, anyways.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. And
yeah.
sometimes you need to close your business because of this.
Yeah. If you cannot manage how much money is coming inside, how much are you spending, how much can you make, then it's over.
It's over. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Now, next one is what was one thing that you thought would be very easy in the beginning, but it was way harder than you expected in the end?
Wow, that's a great question. And thanks for asking me about it. Finding the right people for the right position. So sometimes we have a position and you need to find someone that fit with this position. So think about it. How could you train these people for that position? Don't don't hire someone without any kind of training. Sorry, because it's important for the people that are hiring in your company has the knowledge about your business. Let me give an example here. I'm working in supply chain. Okay, if I hire someone to develop something for me, I need to give the knowledge about my business for these people. Because if these people does not have a knowledge about the business, it's complicated for her or him to understand how can he or she will develop better the solution. So that's one of the point. Bring the people together. So why I'm saying this one? Because in the beginning I say, okay, I can hire someone and he or she start to develop. No, it's not right. So you need to bring the people together, explain how the things works, deliver in the best way the documentation for these people start working. And after that, you keep some meetings together to see the things will be improved.
Absolutely. People these days think they can just get a developer and they will make something magic out of thin air. I'm like, you need to work with the guy. They don't know your
For sure.
business.
Yeah. Because everyone right now in this moment believes that AI solve everything. Okay, AI helped a lot, but if you do not understand what your goal in the end of the day,
Yeah.
doesn't matter what kind of AI you are using to achieve that.
Yeah, you need to have a goal. The poor guy will develop AI based on what? Like he doesn't know the business problem. He doesn't know the details. So please tell him. Otherwise, what will he make?
Yeah, that's the point.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the next one is Davey. As an entrepreneur, have you been dragged through the entrepreneurial fire? And how do you find clarity in this chaos that you face every single day? Do you have a favorite mantra you follow? You do a ritual every morning? Do you drink coffee that helps you? Like, what is it that you do that gives you more clarity every single day?
I have I have a small book. This book is about knowledge, and this book here, every single day I try to open a different number here, and with a different number, I receive a different message for this book. And I'm trying to read this one, and I'm trying to think about my last day or my last month, my last year on my job to understand how the things works. Because in my opinion, every single day I needed to learn one thing new. So that's my propose. That's my personal propose. And this small book helped me a lot. And before I start my routine here, I read this book, I drink my bad coffee, and start my job.
That's nice. That's pretty good. No, that's good. Now, for first-time students, I mean, first-time entrepreneurs and high school students and college students who are watching this and seeing you and me for the first time, what advice would you give to them for networking? Like if they go to a business networking session, they obviously don't know anyone. They're very scared to speak to new people. What should they do? Should they dress up nicely? Should they get an ID card? Should they have business cards? What should they do?
So, guys, first of all, don't be afraid to talk with people. So, everyone is start off the beginning. In my case, in the Hans case, everyone is start off beginning. A long time ago, I was a student as well, and I was afraid to talk with people as well. But looking for a places that you be comfortable to talk. Like here in Calgary, we have the platform Calgary, and the Edmonton, we have the place in downtown that I forget the name right now, but it's a great place. I visit.
Limited, yeah.
Yeah, I visit twice that place, and I make a lot of connections there. So go there and introduce yourself. Say, wow, I'm studying of Alberta University or Calgary University. I'm in the second degree of computer science. I have some ideas here. Could we talk? And after stabilizing a conversation, explaining your ideas, explain more about you, and that's fine. Sometimes you make connection, sometimes don't. This is the real life. But don't be afraid to express yourself, express your ideas for someone.
Yeah, no, they need to be clear and move forward with passion. Otherwise, if they don't speak, how will people know?
Yeah. I like this word passion because as entrepreneur, you need to renovate your passion every single day.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Because if you have no passion, there's nobody who's going to push you, right? You have to do it yourself. There is no manager coming in the morning say, "Hey, you better do it." So you have to do it yourself.
You are your manager, finance, you as a sales guy, whatever.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Now, as an entrepreneur in your beginning stages, do you remember any advice that you've gotten from people that always turned on your BS meter? Like, oh, this is not right. That's never going to work. Was there anything like that?
For sure. When I start my business a long time ago, people say, don't create a lot of things because you lose the management. And it's totally right. Because in that period, it wasn't not so easy than today. Because today you can ask for Chat GPT and say, I would like to create this, I would like to create that. And if the Chat GPT starts to spend more time that you want to receive the answer, you change for another one and say, DeepSeek, you can do this, we can do that. Oh, DeepSeek is not working. I'm trying to Copilot right now. So in my time, we didn't have this one. So, and I received the feedback in that period say, focus in one thing that you believe that you're the best one on this. Because this, I decided to create something related to the supply chain. So my advice for you guys is look for something that you like to do. Look for a proposal. Like in my case, I like to see the transformation. What kind of transformation? Process transformation, people transformation. And I like to have a proposal. When I see my things works in my customer, I say, well, indirectly, I'm support a lot of families to keep the job there. Keep the job there and make me happy. Make me happy to see this kind of transformation. And my 50 cents on this is look for something that you love. Look for the passion. Look for the transformation in your case.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for that, Davi. All right, so now we move on to the second section of the podcast. We will ask you some rapid fire questions, and the idea is you answer back in 2 to 3 words. Are you ready?
Well, let's start.
Okay, all right. The first question is one tool that you swear by.
One tool that swear by. Wow. Maybe QuickBooks. QuickBooks.
Okay.
QuickBooks helped me a lot to have the balance of my business account and say, wow, I needed to keep moving forward to see my future running. Yes, the QuickBooks say for me every single day.
Nice. Okay. One tool that you would never use again.
Wow. Never use it again. So Microsoft Vision, because it's so expensive. And I'm using right now one free solution that solved the problem as well.
Nice. That's good to know. Okay. What is your favorite book?
48 Laws of Power. So my recommendations for you guys that would like to be an entrepreneur, read this book and keep attention on the first law, 9th law, and the 23 law. That's my recommendation. 48 Laws of Power. This book is amazing. If you read this book, you understand 99% of all companies around the world works. Read this book.
I should buy one as well. Yeah, absolutely, because I don't have that. Thanks so much for
important.
Yeah, no, you need to understand how humans work, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, what is your favorite food?
Oh, I have two. So pizza is the first one, and I like the Japanese foods as well. Like I like yakisoba, and I like tempura.
Oh, you're a sushi guy. Is that right?
Yes, I'm a sushi guy because my hometown in Brazil has a lot of Japanese people, and when I was young, I have a lot of Japanese friends, and that's my favorite culinary around the world.
Wow. Okay, that's good to know. What is the one metric that you check the most in your business every day?
Customer happiness. If my customer is happiness, everything's running pretty well. I'm trying to teach my team how these things works. Most of time as entrepreneur, you need to understand how the customers is think about your deliverables. So it's not easy, but every time when you have an opportunity, try to talk with your customer. Sometimes I know that's not so easy that I'm talking about because you have like some companies has 1,000 customers, but figure out how could you create something to create this relationship between you and your customer.
Yeah, that's
Like
very important.
a form to receive feedbacks, a form to receive improvements your system or applications, this kind of stuff. Because in the end of the day, does not matter our view as entrepreneur. That most important part in business is the results that the customers see as a customers from your business, from your solution. That's the point.
Absolutely. One thing that has saved you more than one time in your business.
People,
People.
my team,
Okay.
my team.
Okay. One.
Your team is the best that you have in your company. So try to find the right people for the right position, teach them, train them, offer the best environment as possible. Depends of your situation, and pay a great salary, a great age, and everything's running well. Your team always supporting you in anything that you need because if you train them, they understand how the business works.
Absolutely. Well, that was the end of the rapid fire round, and we come over to the final question for the podcast. Davi, what is the final motivational speech or motivational advice you want to give to students and first time founders watching this podcast? They don't know what to do, they just have an idea, or they want to get some kind of passive income because that excites a lot of people. What should they do first?
So, in my let me start in a different way here. I know that sometimes you would like to create a business to make a lot of money. Okay, but do not focus only money. Try to find something that you gain money, you have a profit, but you have a proposal as well. So you can buy your Ferrari and do not try to buy a Ferrari in 1 week. As entrepreneurs, sometimes it's a long journey. It's not a short term. It's a long term. So try to figure out how could you find something that you love to do it, and try to find something that you support others to achieve that goals. Let me give an example here. The guy that are interviewing me right now create a simple solution to help everyone to learn French. So if you have a curiosity to understand how the things works, this guy created something 3D right now that support you in your path. That is kind of the things that transform lives, you know? If you transform lives, you achieve your goal, and in the long term you will buy your Ferrari, or you buy whatever you want to buy. But I know that's difficult for you, guy, that you start your path right now. I know the world change, AI is here. It's difficult to talk with everyone. You are afraid, you have a lot of fears. I know. I had the same in my time. It was a different time. But for now, try to focus how you can achieve your goals. That's my final thoughts for you guys.
It was great having you today, Davi. Thanks so much for joining us today. And I'm pretty sure students got to learn a lot of new things today, and they will implement the advice. They will check the 48 laws of power. They will check the software that you mentioned, and they will learn resilience from you, and they will be successful in their business. So thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, I appreciate a lot to share this time with you, my friend. It was a pleasure for me. And the book is 48 Laws of Power. And you take care, and take care, everyone.